This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
This season marks a new beginning. Witness the raw power, iconic sound, and pure speed from the historic Lotus 79. Experience the competition and glory days of early 80s open-wheel action. Watch as drivers wrestle these ground effects cars into submission. Drivers will face off wheel to wheel. For some, it's a chance at redemption. For others, an opportunity to make a statement. All sharing the same goal, to be crowned champion. Who will be victorious tonight? The Lionheart Retro Series presented by Butt Kicker starts now.
10 months of wheel-to-wheel racing action has all led to this. Tonight, we celebrate a champion, we hand out a few awards, and we look forward to 2020. But first, one final time, the green flag will drop on the 2019 season. It's Thursday night. It means we're live on the iRacing Esports Network tonight. Round 18, the finale of the Lionheart Retro Series presented by Butt Kicker. This is the Sam Maxwell Customs Race for the Championship at Auto Club Speedway. Good evening, I'm Jason Galvin, joined tonight by the Baker, Brian Yazik. On Tim Diamond calling the shots. Cameras tonight by our good friend Dougie Beard. This is the Sim Experience Countdown to the Green. It is Auto Club Speedway. It is a big old 2-mile racetrack. These retro cars should be fun. Let's take you for a lap around Auto Club Speedway.
Located in sunny California, a little bit to the east of Los Angeles, lies the Auto Club Speedway. This 2-mile D-shaped oval constructed on the site of a former steel mill in 1995 by Roger Penske and opened to the racing world in 1996. Auto Club plays host to regular NASCAR action every year in the spring, but has also played host to IndyCar several times in its past, including a closed track speed record of 241.428 miles per hour set by Gilles de Ferran in October of 2000. Auto Club draws a lot of similarities to the Michigan International Speedway as the tracks are sister versions of each other. Michigan has the more banking, but Auto Club is wider. Speaking of wide open is the name of the game for Auto Club, as the track's 14 degrees of banking that awaits the drivers in the corner really lends for some great racing. It is not surprising to see them 3, maybe even 4 wide in the corners here. Auto Club is notorious for chewing up tires, so as the driver you have to make sure that your car goes fast, but then you also have to make sure that you can keep the tires on it. Auto Club also has not been repaved since the track opened, leaving the track surface to become very bumpy, especially on the backstretch and down the front stretch. All in all, Auto Club is a staple of every series that comes there. Drivers love the place, fans love to watch races at this place. Put it all together, and you have a recipe for surefire success. This has been our guide to the Auto Club Speedway. Enjoy the show.
Our Global Sim Racing Channel lap guide here. around Auto Club Speedway, located in Fontana, California. It's about 30-minute drive straight east from downtown Los Angeles. This D-shaped oval was completed and opened in 1997. The turns are 14 degrees. The front straightaway is 11 degrees. And this track does hold the record for fastest oval lap in a closed course setting. Gilles de Ferran in 2000 in a champ car, 241.428 miles per hour. We love Auto Club Speedway. Again, this is the pre-race show presented by our friends at Sim Experience. Countdown to Green, brought to you by them, the team behind the AccuForce Pro V2 direct drive steering system. Provides unparalleled realism, most advanced tuning features on the market. The AccuForce provides a significant advantage for any sim racer. It makes for an effective training tool for real-world drivers as well. For more information on the entire Sim Experience ecosystem, including their GS5 seat, Stage Series motion systems, and Sim Vibe software, head to simexperience.com. You can use the promo code SimXLion for 5% off of that Sim Vibe software. Brian, big night tonight, the season finale for the Retro Series. We had a great one last night to wrap up the IndyCar Series. And tonight, the championship is locked up in this one, but there's still a lot of great points battles going on. And everybody is vying to move up there into that third position.
Well, absolutely, Jason. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Auto Club in sunny California. Well, kind of evening set California right now. You see on screen the biggest thing. So, yeah, we know Ryan's got the title locked down, and that's great. Clymer, he's probably safe there in second, but, stranger things have happened. We do have a double points race on tap tonight. But 3rd through 12th, if you look on your screen, that's not that far away from each other. So Mark Cohn, if some sort of bad fortune bestows itself upon him, he could slide all the way out of the top 10. Whew, there's a lot going on there to dissect, and Lord knows we're going to try and keep track of it throughout the night. But from that, we're going to move our way over to the team championship, which also is locked up for first place with Raven Motorsports. You notice, Ryan Otis, when your team has the championship driver, chances are your team championship is also going to be pretty good, generally speaking. NLR Sim Racing there in the second spot. They have Firefly Racing bringing down their neck, though. It's, the 3 drivers out there could make some magic happen. And the sister Raven Motorsports team, Raven Motorsports Silver there in 4th, with riding shotgun, rounding out the top 5 there. Now, let's go over to the rookie standings. And here you see David Clymer right now leading those rookie standings. But there's the watchman, Mark Cohn, right behind him there in 2nd. Paul Jenkins 4th, Dean Mardi Gras Mall 4th, and Dalton there rounding out your top 5. So there's a lot to kind of unpack here at Auto Club, and luckily the 2-mile track gives us a lot of room to take these things out and kind of really stretch their legs. But we're going to see some cars running around in qualifying. Jason, I've been watching in practice, and I know that these Lotus 79s, you and I both know, in 5th gear or 4th gear, they top out. You physically run out of speed. There's a big fancy word that I'm trying to think of there, but it's not going to fight. Terminal velocity, in a sense. But I was noticing in practice.
That was a big fancy word, by the way.
That was a $5 word on a $2 brain. But these guys, I was noticing in practice, they are, at least in the corners, that's where we're seeing a lot of dicing going on. I mean, like I said, you and I both were here last year. What are we looking forward to here?
Yeah, this car at this track becomes kind of about strategy and setting yourself up for the last lap. And we've seen that throughout the history of the Lionheart Retro Series, now 3 seasons strong. And when you get to a big track here, Michigan, Indianapolis, Atlanta or Texas type of tracks, and anything really up a mile and a half or bigger, you just want to be in the right spot at the right time on the last lap. And so you're going to use the first 100+ laps to kind of dissect, what does the car do? Where do I want to be? Where do I get the best run? What puts me in a position to maybe be out in front at the end of the race? And, we've seen a lot of drivers over the years here be awfully aggressive early on in the race. And that could lead to the proverbial big one here at Auto Club. So I have to keep an eye on that one early in this race, because that could certainly have a major impact on the points standings. You talked about how the 12th place driver could still finish third, which is just insane. And then you always wonder, tires, how do they wear?
They don't. Not here. Not in this car.
Correct. Not in this car. But 125 laps is a long, long time.
I mean,
there's a lot of drivers. You go 75 or 100, you don't change them. But 125, sometimes guys at their first pit stop, maybe they change them. That way they're not totally run out at the end. There is a little bit of strategy that plays into that. And part of that, it depends on how do you like the car, right? Yeah. The car is definitely faster if you don't change tires. But if you run the thing to the end and you end up light on fuel at the end too and you haven't changed tires, you are going to be turning right as much as you're turning left on corner exit, and there's a lot of guys who struggle hanging on to that, so it'll be interesting to watch. It's fun to note here that like half the field has still not completed their lap, and we're more than halfway through qualifying. The track temp is 83 degrees, which is exactly what it was last night for the IndyCar race, and it did not change. When I say it did not change, I mean I took the checkered flag on lap 150, and it was still 83 degrees. So I'm not sure. Maybe there's some people hanging around hoping that it drops a tick or two with the sun going down, but I don't foresee that happening. The weather is pretty much identical to what it was in last night's IndyCar race as well, and that is 84 degrees, partly cloudy with winds coming out of the south at 6 miles per hour here at Auto Club Speedway. That means that the winds are coming from the start-finish line, blowing straight across to the back straight. Those are the San Gabriel Mountains in the background, and that is basically due dead north. So it's a crosswind, but at 6 miles per hour, it should not affect anything. Didn't really play a factor last night either, as you right on board right now with Sage Karam, who's trying to lock up another victory here to close the season out. He has a series-high 5 victories in just 12 official starts. He's missed quite a few races this year. Of course, some of those in his real-life IndyCar ride. Right now, everybody chasing Alex Saunders, defending championship runner-up, 38.405. Marty Gras second, then Tyler Graff, Ken Hacker, and Ryan Corns, and that's your top 5 right now. Ryan Corns is that driver who's 12th in points with a chance to move way up, so we'll keep an eye on him throughout the night as Travis Jagerlander, and there is Ryan Corns, who's coming down the back straightaway right now.
Strike while the iron's hot. I mean, you go back to strategy. With these tires, I would probably try and split it up as close as possible. Try to get it about halfway, 75 laps. That way I kind of have an even distribution. I'm strange like that, and I like kind of how those things all play out. But if you're one that maybe likes it on that fringe or edge, maybe you're right. Take your tires early. 125 laps is just a lot on tires here, especially with the speed and the load and all those big fancy scientific words. That really go into what compromises those. So as we kind of wind up qualifying,
and a lot of cars chose not to take a lap there yet.
Well, we're gonna see if what I was talking about in practice, if what I saw could become the thing. A couple of guys back here I'm keeping my eyes on.
Let's take a look as they grid for the final time in 2019 at the butt kicker qualifying results. And it is Alex Saunders earning the pole here in this one. The blistering lap of a 38.405. It is the third pole position for Alex Saunders this year, who has 2 wins and 5 top 5s in 9 starts this season. Dean Mardi Gras Mall will start outside the front row. I believe that's a career best qualifying run for Dean. Tyler Graff and Ken Hacker row 2. Ryan Corns and JP Winschittle in row 3. Boy, JP found somewhere to race. That's an interesting story we'll talk about here in a little bit. Sage Karam and Scott Holmes, row 4. Aaron Morgan, Mike Rigney, the top 10.
In the 11th spot, Adam Forever Young with George Anzaldo, series founder, to his outside. 13th spot goes to the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow. Chris Reagan to his outside. In 15th there, you got championship winner. I can't really say leader. He got a thing all locked up. Ryan Otis with Mark Cohn. That's one of those drivers I'm going to keep my eye on, see if they can work their way through it. Chad Dalton, Robert Blewett making up the next row with Paul Jenkins 19th. And here comes the start of the cars that didn't take time. The first one of which being Lionel Little Train Callisto, which if you're any fan of GSRC, that should not scare you at all.
David Clymer, 21st, starts alongside a Tommy Ryan who had that blistering run to the podium at Most Sport a week ago. Cody Eldred and Ron Hacker in row number 12. Finian DeCuna and Chris Lanini back there in row 13. Boy, keep an eye on Chris, who just quietly showed up in the top 10 in the IndyCar race last night. And James Paulson and Travis Jägerleiner will round out the field of 28 Lotus L79s ready to go in the Retro Series finale. This is a full pace lap here at Auto Club. Let's take you through the onboard cameras in this one here tonight. And we start on board with Aaron Morgan, the independent driver for Sam Maxwell Customs. This is, of course, the Sam Maxwell Customs Race for the Championship. I want to say thanks to everything Sam has done for the series this year, and Mark Cohn bringing him along. Speaking of Mark Cohn, I've also got an onboard camera here in this one for our friends at Sam Maxwell Customs. Mark Cohn's off the track right now. Mark Cohn didn't grid? Whoa, boy.
He didn't grid at all.
That's a huge story. We'll get back to that after we get you through the rest of the starters here at onboard cameras. Mike Rigney, the butt kicker, on board. Of course, our series sponsor, can't thank them enough. And the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow. Minus 273 with those excellent gloves. Also with an onboard. Mark Cohn did not grid. What is going on? We got to figure that out.
Yeah, that is big. I mean, that's so many implications. That's third place in the championship. That's the rookie battle. Lot to unpack there. But
he couldn't have done that on purpose, right? Like he qualified mid-pack and decided to not grid.
Not even out there.
It's not even out there. Mark. Wow. Green flag is out. We'll have to get to that for the final time in 2019. The Lionheart Retro Series is green.
I see him on pit road now.
See if we can get an update there at some point in this race. It's Alex Saunders who's jumped out to the lead on the opening lap. Tyler Graff to second, trying to defend Dean Mall, whose car is unmistakable. And already, here's Sage Karam slicing and dicing and making moves from 7th up to 4th, trying to get to 3rd on the opening lap. Is the IndyCar Series star in real life, Sage Karam. He drops to the outside, 3 wide with Mall and Graff, and that is JP Winchittle in the black and red car just behind them. And we mentioned JP is a great story that he's racing tonight. He had some issues at home and was going to be unable to race due to some, I believe it was internet issues, and earlier this week posted online that he needed somebody's house to go to, said, I'll bring my computer, I'll bring my wheel, I'll bring my rig. I just want to run the finale at Auto Club, and apparently he got it done. So awesome to see JP out here, and he's had some great runs here this season as well, looking to cap off 2019 as they stay 3 wide right now for second. And the thing about this car versus the Indy car last night, you can pretty much do this for an entire run and not really burn off too much.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And quick update for the story that was kind of rolling in from the start of the race. Looks like Mark Cohn and Cody Eldred are out there rolling. Unfortunately, they are half a lap down, but they are on the lead lap. And stranger things have happened out there in the racing universe. Like Alex Saunders right now, he's just walking away with it. He's happy. You got Dean Mardi Gras Mall getting a run. I think Alex will be happy to give him the outside, which in this car, you can get that big run to the outside, but then it just stalls out there. You just hit a big old thing of air.
Yeah, it's an invisible wall.
We were seeing it at Michigan. Michigan and Indianapolis.
Ooh,
get
Dean.
up there.
He's going to cross over Saunders as a result.
I think he was trying to clean off the Kyle Larson groove.
Dean Mall getting ready for the Chili Bowl Nationals.
He took it too. That's a good run. He made it work from the top. Here comes Saunders back out to the outside, down to the line. Give that one to Saunders. Now, kids, that was lap 4. Wait till 125.
And I was always a fan in this car of being on the outside on that run to the line at a track like this. You get the sweeping exit. This car loves to side draft, Brian, and I think you know that It was a personal favorite tactic of mine. The IndyCar, not so much, but this retro car with the ground effects and the kind of the short gearbox that runs out, if you can get right up next to somebody, man, will it just suck you in and give you a huge run. And now we'll see if Mardi Gras can return the favor here to Saunders as they go off into 1 and 2, and Sage Karam's up to 3rd and starting to poke his nose around it. If we know anything about Sage Karam, Sage Karam doesn't like to hang out too long. Boy, almost
something happened to him.
I almost said hello to Mother Blue.
He almost said hello to the outside wall.
That's Mother Blue.
What happened to Sage?
Big push there.
Big
off the
push.
pace?
No, I went back and looked at the replay. Everything's fine. Oh. Except he's not on the session anymore.
Has he disconnected?
No.
I would say it's not.
He's probably going to throughput here in a minute.
It's not on. I was going to say it's not on the server as a disco yet. Now, last night there was a driver, and I can't remember who it was, Brian, but there was a driver in the IndyCar race who disappeared. Maybe Stephen Larkamp disappeared for an entire lap.
Yep.
And came back and was okay, but we're going on a lap and a half now with no Sage Karam. And there it is. Sage Karam has throughputed out of this race, and that's a huge development.
That is big. I mean, that takes, for a lot of those guys out there, they saw that flash across the top of their screen, and I guarantee a good chunk of that field just got a little smile because Sage, whenever he's there, it's a threat to the lead, to the win. He's going to be there at the end of these things. So if you're a guy that's battling for a spot, hey, that's one spot that you don't have to worry about. It's one driver that's out of that element that you can just kind of rest a little easier with.
And that's also a driver who was in the thick of the potential points scrum. He was 10th in points after missing most sport. He dropped 5 spots, but he was 10th in points, but just 58 points back of Mark Cohn. 58. I did my math right there. And 58 may seem like a lot, but not here. If you win the race and everybody else that you're battling finishes, 6th, 7th on back, you get into a spot where that's almost enough to make the move, especially if you start racking up bonus points and whatnot. That 100 points to win is a big deal. So that's a major development there. And as it stands right now, Sage stands to fall well out of the top 10 in points, another probably 4 or 5 spots at least. And he is, at this point, I think, has hung the helmet up for the night.
Yep, that's
for the season. He's so far down. If he was coming back, he would have tried to make the effort already. So we're on lap 10. It's been all Alex Saunders so far. Dean Mardi Gras Mall got out in front, but could not actually tick off leading the lap, I don't believe. Tyler Graff in 3rd with JP Winchittle, and Aaron Morgan was the beneficiary of Sage's unfortunate internet issues and jumps up into the top 5.
Now, Tyler
behind them 2 wide.
I was going to say, Tyler last night in the IndyCar race, he was really jacked up about that one. He was really looking forward to running this tonight. So, even on the driver of that number 26 machine, in that very uniquely colored machine, and his battle of the colors right up there is now Tyler's trying to use that upper lane, not successfully, to try to get a run on Dean there. I mean, because these cars, you get so close, and then the car just washes out. You don't gain much more speed. So, Tyler's at least trying something different. But while he's looking around, JP's going to go, I'm just going to take back inside here, please. Thank you.
Now, if we keep an eye on Tyler here for one more lap, let's see if he does it again, because he's got the right idea, I think, early on in the corner, but he actually needs to cut the car more. And that's what I always found when you're farther back like this. If you go in high like that, it keeps the air off the front, but right here is where you need to cut. And as everybody else comes up out of the corner, you can kind of take advantage of the draft, and he's not quite there yet. Now, a little bit. Now, he might be doing it on purpose. He may just, it's lap 12, and there's no need to get up there and race Dean Hall. He's comfortable where he's at than he is where he's forward. Well, yeah, Brian Yazik's always sending it. But but as the race goes on, he's going to need to cut it down earlier, and that one was better too. And you see right away, he sucks right up to the back of Dean Mall, much closer than he was last time around. And behind these two, here comes Aaron Morgan inside of JP, and there's Tyler to the outside of Dean Mall, who didn't really get down into the corner, and they almost knocked wheels. I'm here to tell you that isn't advisable in this car.
Yeah, never the best idea to try doing that in these cars. Yeah, that battle there, right back there, just behind him between JP and Aaron. Aaron was kind of doing the same thing. He was trying to sniff up that draft of JP, get right tucked up on that rear wing, sends it into the corner. Watch the wash there. JP's going to fight back to the outside. Nope. Well, maybe.
Tyler Graff just tucked down in front of Dean Mall, and that's going to take the draft away from JP and should help Aaron Morgan out here as they head into turn 1. Now to be a matter of how well Morgan gets through 1 and 2. So new second-place driver is the Minnesota native, Tyler Graff.
And just behind that battle, or the battle we were just talking about, you got Ryan Corns, Dustin Wardlow right now going through the middle. Hello, Dustin. Currently the hardest charger of the night, and with moves like that, keep it. Ooh, that got real tight there.
I was just going to say, I looked up and went, oh, hello.
The next words I was getting ready to say was put it. See, looking at that back stretch, look at the shot down there into turn 1.
JP Winchittle just got back inside of Aaron Morgan. You see it there at the back
JP,
of this lead pack.
He's not going to have any drafting friends right there. You got to tuck up. You got to, like, if you have no friends on the bottom. Speaking of go to the bottom,
lead.
Bottom to the lead. Here goes Tyler Graff. Trying to get there. He's got it. He's clear-ish. Here comes Saunders back with that run to the outside.
Tyler Graff gets credit for leading the lap. The first driver to officially take the lead from Alex Saunders is the Graphics NLR Cartoon Heart 26 car of Tyler Graff.
Nice.
Went right around that Nighthawk car of Alex Saunders.
He's trying to fight back to the inside there, and the inside's going to work great in the corners, but down those stretches, that's where Saunders is just getting that run. You see Tyler try smoke on the track there.
I did see that. That was curious.
Well, I don't see a car that's running right now, so let me go back and find that. Oh. Well, that didn't take long. Cody Eldred going into turn 3 all by himself. Spun it in, backed it into the fence, and hit a toe before iRacing could recognize the problem.
Yeah, that's going to end Cody Eldred's night. That is big.
Yeah, when the black smoke's rolling out, that's it's not good. Not good.
It was reminiscent of a certain very famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway crash that we won't talk about further.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the way it just hooked right like that.
I'm here now.
10-4. I also missed Ron Hacker, apparently. But far before Sage Karam had issues, Ron also. Did he not take the green?
He didn't take the green. Ron disconnected during qualifying.
Okay, I missed that. So it means 27 cars actually took the green. We now have 3 out with Sage Karam and Cody Eldred. And technically Ron Hacker, although didn't take the green flag. So 2 of the 27 starters are out. And Mark Cohn is in no man's land still after starting from the pits.
He is and he isn't. So here's the thing that I've been kind of keeping my eye on. Lap time-wise, you would think being out by yourself is, less than ideal versus the draft. That last time by, he was actually faster than the leaders.
He's lost no time.
He's actually made a little bit of it back.
It's just all by himself right now.
Yeah,
20 seconds behind Little Train, who's the next car on track.
Though. I mean, Mark ran a 38.30 that last time. Leaders that just crossed the line was a 38.29. Oh, just behind! Hang on to it, Dustin! I was looking at timing and scoring and happened to glance over and just see a whole snarl of traffic.
Well, that is twice that the Candyman has had holding my Dwarves choose moments. There's another look here. Minus 273 on board.
Well, it looks like Mardi Gras just kind of got that big, like what was happening in IndyCar last night. That guy would get that run to the outside and your car would just dump truck. It's kind of what it just looked like. But now that's bringing him back into this big old snarl.
They hit.
Oh, Mardi Gras just kissed the fence out of turn 2.
And that's what I was just getting ready to say. So Mardi Gras and Dustin, if you watch it in sim, the cars kick like they make contact. Now, there might have been a tiny bit of net code, but you wonder if that hurt either car, bent a toe link or something. If it did, it could really cause some problems. And then Mardi Gras getting up there against the fence won't do him any good either. Remember, this car, the Indy car, is a little more forgiving when it comes to damage. They'll replace wings. They can kind of get the side pod okay. You know, last night I had some pretty serious side pod damage and wing issues, and once they got it fixed, I could at least run in the pack. This car will not fix anything. If you so much as bend a sticker on this car, you are going to drop like a rock on a track like this.
I almost feel like that's maybe a Colin Chapman special. Super fast, not real sturdy. I busted out an not ancient, but a historic F1. And man, room just silent, like I farted in the booth.
Amjad says he got it. I did not.
All right.
You have to fill me in sometime.
I will. I'll send you a couple videos.
You could repeat it, and I might get it.
No, the moment's passed.
All right.
Get out of your element, Donnie.
Just pull. You got 102 more laps to sneak it in again. How about that?
All right, I'll get there.
Alex Saunders is actually starting to open up the lead a little bit here.
Just a little bit. Saunders, it looks like, is the lead car. It's like in the Indy car, if you're the lead car, you're a sitting duck. In the Lotus, if you're the lead car, you're still a sitting duck, but I feel like you could defend your options a lot better. And the real world example I can kind of give this, think about NASCAR in the Cup Series, the package that they had just before this one, where one car could kind of lead the front and kind of be in control of that, versus when they all had those wicker bills along the top. And it was just one snarling pack of 43 cars, and whoever could just get the big run would make it work. So it's just kind of interesting to note, to see kind of how these things are going. Mardi Gras, he ain't saving anything. He's like, look, this is the end of it. I'm bringing home a trophy, a steering wheel. It don't matter.
Mike Rigney, by the way, has quietly worked his way up into the top 5. He was as high as 4th, although he just kissed the wall, and Dustin Wardlow's got to take evasive action. Boy, the curse of the broadcaster lives on. Rigney had gotten all the way to 4th and then got way up into the wall. And now we'll have to check and see if that machine is okay. Looks like it survived. And Ryan Otis, your champion, has quietly moved into the top 10, up to the 8th position. And he's brought Paul Jenkins with him from 19th to 10th for Jenkins so far. He's your biggest mover. Along with Tommy Ryan, they've both gained 9 spots. Dustin Wardlow and Chris Lanini are both up 8. Ryan Otis is up 7. Of the cars not involved in incidents, your biggest losers so far are Adam Young down 7 and Ryan Corns down 6. Mark Cohn is technically down 9, although he started from pit road, so he took the green flag already down said positions. And we now kind of have 2 packs developing as Tyler Graff takes another shot at Alex Saunders for the lead. The only driver to lead a lap tonight other than Saunders.
He got the good run, and then he got aggressive. And I think what that's going to do now is that's going to kind of upset the balance that was at the front of the field, because now they're side by side. And here goes Mardi Gras up to the high rent district.
Tyler did get credit for leading that lap, although he may fall back to 3rd as a result. Mardi Gras can make it stick up there. And he does.
Oh.
And I think he had to crack the throttle. You see the run Graff gets, and now here comes Aaron Morgan up to 3rd.
Oh, Paul's up.
Mardi Gras! Mardi Gras! Oh, hang on to it. This is going to be a big wreck.
Oh, put it out!
And they're still wrecking. Tommy Ryan. Oh, heartbreak for Tommy Ryan, who had driven all the way through the field, and he got run over from behind by David Clymer while checking up. Clymer's going to have some serious damage. Paul Jenkins,
Clymer, that's your Rookie of the Year leader.
And second in points. Boy, Paul Jenkins, we just talked about, was the big mover, and he's the one flipping there and will be out of the race. He had nowhere to go. And you're on board now with Tommy Ryan, and this isn't going to be much more fun.
He's got it cleared, and then bam, just gets drilled from the back. Now, there's a lot of unhappy drivers right now as a result of that caution. I think I have found the happiest guy in all of California right now.
Is he driving the 39 car?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that we have to watch out for him.
Doesn't hurt that half the cars involved in that accident are in the championship hunt with him. In fact, three of the 4 cars wrecked there are involved with Mark Cohn. That includes David Clymer, who's in front of him, and Mark is the only driver who could really catch Clymer, Mark and Dustin Wardlow. And Paul Jenkins, who was 5th in points, just 6 points behind Cohn and Wardlow, is out. And Mardi Gras, who was 8th in points, is now out. So that's going to be big changes. Everybody brings it down pit road for the first time tonight. And this is going to be fuel only, you would imagine, for most of the drivers here.
Who knows? Maybe someone will take tires. I don't know if we mentioned it too, but Finian was caught up in that accident. I believe.
Was he?
Well, I believe so. He was wrecked just with everybody else. I'm going to go figure that out.
I'd say Finian must have been really late to that. I do see his car wrecked on pit road. Yeah, Finian was...
Oh.
Wow. Oh, when did that happen?
Finian that happened to Cody. It got loose all on its own on corner entry and then just did that snap back to the right.
And that happened several laps ago.
I see that now.
It happened actually the lap before the caution. There's somebody who almost hit Finian when that happened as well. Boy, Robert Bluen almost hit him. Adam Young's in the interview? Oh, he's racing. Oh, man.
He's currently he's about to take over the lead.
In-race reporter Adam Young?
Can we do this?
In-race reporter Adam Young?
Oh! Always, man.
You have connections.
Wow.
What's going on, Forever Young?
To what do we owe the honor?
I just figured I'd come up here and talk to y'all real quick.
Boy, you got some talent. I could not change Discord channels while driving a race car.
Only under yellow.
Question.
Yeah.
Why did you not pit?
The car was just starting to feel alive. I want to be out in clean air.
Are you aware
and figured to give it a shot, maybe just be off slightly strategy. I mean, it seems like we got a good night going, just had a good long run. If I'm slightly off strategy here, I feel like I've got a better shot at it. And so we'll see what happens.
Is the pit window really 49 to 50 laps? It seems like an eternity.
I think in the draft it is. I was getting 48, 49 solo. So
you got about another 20 in the tank.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. And especially under caution here, saving it. I just know I needed to be out of the dirty air because every single turn my car was feeling different, in the draft and just could not get a handle on it. So we'll see what happens here.
Good luck, Adam. Getting ready to go back green here. Adam Young is your race leader now. He brought his teammate with him, Little Train, up there into the second spot. And then it's that pack of leaders came to pit road. So Alex Saunders is third, then Aaron Morgan, Tyler Graff, Dustin Wardlow, JP Winchittle, Ken Hacker, your champion, Ryan Otis, and Mike Rigney. That's your top 10 as the pace car is going to peel off for pit road. And Adam Young will slam that right foot to the floor and pull through the gears, and the green flag is back out in the Sam Maxwell Customs race for the championship here in the Lionheart Retro Series. And the first 3 cars are going to kind of break off a little bit here. It's Young bringing Lionel Kalisto and Alex Saunders with him. That light fuel, that might also pay off here, Yaz. Remember, the tire's not really a big deal in this series. So having light fuel might give you that extra mile an hour on top end versus those cars that just filled up.
Oh, it's not going to surprise me if they can get away. But, I mean, Alex, that car is very strong, and that driver is very good. I think the draft is the equalizer. If Adam could break the draft and get away, I think he could legitimately step out of that one.
It's interesting that Adam didn't just go get Lionel down the front stretch. Do you notice that?
Yeah, you got to work the draft. But then, Little Train kind of pinched. Who's that running way up by the fence up there?
It's Tyler Graff.
Tyler.
He just wanted to make sure that the painter did his job.
I guess so.
He is a painter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's just admiring the artwork.
There's no Sistine Chapel over off of turn 2, but it's not bad.
Boy, they're 3 wide behind Dustin Wardlow. And that's Graff and Wynn Schittle and Ken Hacker.
Ooh, someone caught the apron. Was that JP wiggling down there?
Yeah, don't catch the apron.
Yeah, don't do that.
For those of you who missed the IndyCar race last night, yours truly was storming through the field with the banker here, who happens to be the captain of his team, and then yours truly clipped the apron in turn 1, and then yours truly was the reason the banker wrecked out.
Well, that moment did lead to a
It led
later that evening. So.
Funniest moment in series history,
which we
and I literally cannot repeat it on air. but you had to be there.
Oh.
And for the 7 of us that were in the team channel at the time, it will live on like Matt Foley down by the river on SNL.
Yep. Anyways, back out to the action.
Adam Young.
Aaron Morgan giving Alex Saunders a little fit there. Now, if you do notice, Adam Young is starting to stretch it out just a little bit.
Bringing Little Train with him a little bit.
No, because where they're at, I think everybody was probably still at a 2 or 3 stop strategy anyway.
If you can go 50, even if you can go 48, it's a 2-stop race. Really, you can go 45 each, and it's a 2-stop race.
Yeah.
So,
and he's got 10 more laps to get, which we said under caution. He's got about 20, so he can get there. I mean, they're good. They're going to make a stop.
So here's what Adam Young is hoping for at this point. Adam and Little Train are hoping this race goes green to the end. Because if this race goes green to the end, they're going to stop here, and they're going to be out in front, presumably, if they stay where they're at now, maybe even open up this gap a little. And then when they get to the point that they're on light fuel, they're going to be all by themselves while the leaders come to pit road and get heavy again. It actually could be brilliant by these two if this race goes green to the end.
It's an interesting play, because I would love to be this light of fuel at the end of the race.
Right.
That's tantalizing. But I think the other thing that we do have to keep an eye on, we've seen it happen twice now. On entry, on that lighter fuel load, this car will get very snappy, and it will punish you if you don't pay attention to it.
And we got a wreck in the back.
Is it off far enough track? Far enough off track. Wow.
Oh, and another crash. Ken Hacker.
There, put it out.
Tyler Graff with him. Oh, and that's heartbreaking for Tyler Graff, who was up there battling for the lead at one point. Here's Scott Holmes. This was the first spin. Well, Scott Holmes went to the singles dance and still went home empty-handed. He might not have hit the wall. And here's Ken Hacker. And Ken, boy, how many times now? That's 3 times we've seen that Yaz into turn 3. The back end comes around, and Tyler just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's just one of those deals. Nothing he could have done.
Nothing, and that's going to end Tyler's night.
Now, here's the thing. If you're Adam Young and your little train, do you pit here? If you're Saunders, do you pit? I think this is that window.
Saunders pitting here doesn't do any good to me.
But it's a two-stop
Like,
race from here.
But it's a two-stop race from where they pit already, right? They
Was
pit
it
on lap
really?
30. If they pit on lap
10?
30,
No.
if they pit on 30, that's 95 to the
Yeah,
finish.
50.
Yeah.
85. That's close.
I think, and you see everybody staying out here, I think that's the right call.
Well, Lanini went in. He's my barometer. He'll let me know if something works or doesn't. Actually, wait, that's a one-stop from here.
Yeah, but everybody else is on a one-stop from here as well, with the exception of Adam. It would say with the exception of Adam and Lyon. But again, like we talked about, if they can keep the lead, they're still going to get another 12 or so laps here. It looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of green run, and if they can stretch out to 2 seconds, then it might pay off. But you're counting on not having a yellow because, well, let's go look at the delta. I know last night you were dead to rights if you came to pit road here, and the delta is pretty similar, 38 seconds or so. And a lap around here is 38 seconds, so you are going to lose a lap pitting under green. There's no way around that.
I still feel like I would have if I was now. If you're Chris Lanini, Robert Bluen, George Anzaldo, those guys, they were mid pack, so it's not like they don't have the talent to be up towards the front, but they were just stuck where they were at. So why not try something different? You're not going to win the race doing exactly what everybody in front of you is doing. So I applaud them for going, all right, well, we can one stop from here and see what happens. Because I still think the other car, this might put them right in that window. They've run 11 laps since they've pitted, and not much of that was under green. So if you run 10, that's 96. It's going to be close. Caution lights are out, thankfully. Go back to some racing action and don't try to listen to Jason and Brian do math or talk race strategy.
Notice I stopped talking when you did math. That was strategic on my behalf. Strategery. Yeah, I've got to tell you, it's been fun doing these races this year.
Hell yeah, man. It's been a blast. This race is kind of progressing by.
Oh, it's moving along just fine.
41 laps on the board. All right, so everybody else kind of did what they did. Kind of to tie back to another story, Mark Cohn up to the 11th spot.
Boy, that could not have worked out any better for him.
Absolutely.
Coming to the green, Adam Young. Out in front of Little Train, Alex Saunders, Aaron Morgan, and the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow. Your top 5. Green flag, and we're wrecking. We're stacking up, and the yellow's back
Caution,
out.
put it back out. Oh, we got one on its lid. On the roll bar there.
Well, that was all sorts of sloppy.
Who was that? Was that Rigney? Oh, Mark Cohn.
Oh, man.
If he didn't get any damage out of that. There's no... All right, I got to go back and watch. That is... What?
Unbelievable.
What? I nestled the wall last night, and my suspension was damaged. Cars have landed on other cars, and Mark keeps going. This is not fair. This is going to be a bit of a delayed caution here because when a caution comes out right after a restart, it always takes a little bit for everything to clean up.
I think there's
well,
also probably likely to be several black flags there.
Yeah.
So
while the
We'll let them
admins
sort this
sort that one out, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the iRacing Esports Network.
The SimPit is an entertainment channel dedicated to the world of simulated motorsports. The SimPit is a leader in providing the sim racing community with news, reviews, interviews, DIY pieces, and instructional videos to make sim racing a better experience for all. Check us out at thesimpit.com or go to YouTube and just search for the SimPit.
One lap to green as we work lap 45 of 125 here at Auto Club Speedway, round 18 of the Lionheart Retro Series, presented by Butt Kicker, the season finale of the Sam Maxwell Customs Race for the Championship. And we want to thank Sam Maxwell Customs, who for nearly a decade has taken pride in customizing racing wheels for the sim racing enthusiast. Each order built with precision and craftsmanship, ensuring the highest quality in sim racing wheels and accessories. The steering wheel is the primary interface for sim drivers. You should have the best, and Sam's taking a little hiatus from making wheels right now, but let me tell you, if you are out there looking around on the forums and somebody is selling a Sam Maxwell custom wheel, buy it. Like, you will not be disappointed in his product. I also want to take the chance before the green here to thank our friends at Butt Kicker who jumped on board as the series sponsor in the Lionheart Retro Series this year. Butt Kicker products add instant immersion to any game. Unlike the subwoofer, moves air and loses accuracy and force, Butt Kicker moves actual mass. It provides a haptic immersion. It's powerful and accurate. Butt Kicker products add the missing driver-to-car connection. They bring more realism and immersion to your sessions. See the family of products at thebuttkicker.com. Don't forget the promo code LION25. LION25 will get you 25% off your order. If you're sitting there like, man, I didn't get enough for Christmas, go to thebuttkicker.com. You won't be disappointed. Pace car peels off. Adam Young still the leader, bringing us back to the green here at Auto Club as we work lap 46 in the season finale for the Lionheart Retro Series. And this time we are clean and green with Adam Young leading his teammate, Little Train, Lionel Kalisto. And then it's Alex Saunders, Aaron Morgan, and the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow. That's your top 5 as they run right now, Yaz.
Lots of action. You see the field all bunched back together. I think some of these guys want to just get a nice, clean, get back to the start of how this thing was shaking out. Get away from it. But you've got Adam Young, as we were discussing under the caution there, still staying out on track. He's probably got, I can't imagine he's got more than 10 laps more fuel left. But as I've been saying all year, I've been surprised on this sim once or twice. Saunders, he was watching people kind of taking advantage of him to the high side on that last run. And I think now he's going to kind of try experimenting with it.
And while we have a moment, let's talk to a driver that was taken out 2 incidents ago. The 26 car, the NLR graphics entry, Cartoon Heart, and the Dan Weldon Foundation. It's Tyler Graff. Tyler, it was a great race for you for a while there. You got up there, you led some laps. You looked like you might have been Alex Saunders' biggest threat to the win. Just bad luck. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. I got a bad pit stop. I for some reason decided to leave it in 5th gear, exiting the pit stall, and lost a few spots there. And then the further back you get in the Hornets nets, everything's going to be a little bit more aggressive up front. We were just kind of just riding. Weren't really driving each other super hard. Just kind of, I think Saunders and I were kind of just playing around, seeing what we could do if it came down to the 2 of us at the end of the race. But I enjoyed while I was out there. It was fun.
Tyler, this car, it seemed like you could actually get, with Yaz and I were talking about, get a pretty good run on the outside. Last night with the Indy car, you couldn't really clear people up top. And usually this car kind of hits a wall, but it looked like if you could keep it tight enough and maybe use that side draft, you could actually make the outside work.
Yeah, it's definitely still understeering. I drove a damaged car all night last night, which I think kind of helped me pick that up tonight. You just kind of go in and you wait for the right rear to set, and as long as you got the nose pointed at the right spot, it seems to stick. But it's not something you can really set up every lap. You have to get in there perfectly to do it. I found it late in the run, and actually keeping it in 5th gear made it a lot more effective.
What do you make of the strategy here by Adam Young and Lionel Kalisto, who have still not pit?
Well, I think right now if they pit, I think they're just short of a stop on making it. So I think it honestly is the right call. If I was back where they were, I might have tried it as well, because when this car gets less fuel in it, it's a bit more snappy down the straightaway. So yeah, I think it's a good call. I just hope the light fuel and snappy oversteer doesn't bite them.
Tyler, sorry about your luck. You had solid years across the board here in the Lionheart series. I know you probably would have liked to gone out with the win, but great performance tonight while you were up there. Just nothing you could do there.
No, there was nowhere to go. I kind of saw his car bite quicker, and I kind kind of saw it happen, and with the car on the inside, and I tried to miss him. There's just nowhere to go. It happens. It's
Well, I think we're gonna see you post race a little bit for the celebrations. Am I right on that? I haven't fully caught up.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna get a drink in me, so I maybe talk a little smoother than last night. But
Ooh,
we'll see how that goes.
Alrighty. This is good. This is Lionheart After Dark in the Retro Series here.
Lionheart after dark with 2 beer over there.
Yeah, let's not do that on the broadcast.
2 beer. Yeah,
one
two-
mic's
yeah.
hard. One mic's hard.
Yeah, no. Iowa's our witness, huh? Tyler, appreciate you jumping in
There's
here.
a tornado.
We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
There was a tornado. There's a backstory to that, and Yazek wasn't even present for it.
No, but I love it.
So there was tornado warnings during the IndyCar race at Iowa this year.
There's a
The
member
league split.
Who will remain nameless.
Yeah. Everybody will remain nameless, but I'll just say this: the league broke off into 3 factions. Faction 1 got in the car and tried to drive all the way to California to get away from it. Faction 2 got into the van and just sat there and watched, hoping that if the tornado came, they could witness it but not be part of it. Faction 3 kept playing cornhole and then played slip and slide in the middle of the lightning storm.
Yeah.
With tornado warnings and
It is-
sirens going off like a World War II air raid in London, and the police telling you to hide or run for your lives, and there's like 10 guys out front tossing cornhole bags that weighed 40 pounds apiece. They were so soaked, and doing headfirst dives on a makeshift slip and slide. A good time was had by all.
Yeah.
We are still waiting for Adam and Lionel to lead. And by the way, Tyler brought something up there we hadn't thought about, I don't think, yet.
What's that?
If they can get to 62, and they can't, and they can't.
I want those cars inspected
I was
post-race.
like, yeah, I was like, here comes Adam. I was like, if they could get to 62 and then get the same amount of cautions on the back half of the race, they won't stop it. I guess we'll find out.
That'd be an old smoky Eunuch. There'd be about 7 miles of gas tube in that car.
I'm guessing Little Train did not save 6 more laps running around behind Adam there, but we'll find out next time.
One.
Adam Young in. Let's see. Does he take tires or no? Here's the question. Car, yeah, it jumped up. Looked like it at least. Waiting.
Well, Lionel's staying out.
And
Something
there he goes.
worth thinking about. Jason, the other flip side, these cars love to be light on fuel. Well, right now, Adam Young and Lionel Callisto, they're going to be real heavy on fuel. Whereas the rest of this field is going to be pretty light for quite a minute. So
It's interesting here. Lionel might actually jump Adam Young by running this extra lap.
he can run 2 extra laps.
That's right. Let's see if he pits this time. Aaron Morgan sitting back there saying, please pit, I want to be the leader. And here he comes.
He's in this
Little
time.
Train is in.
Got to the line.
At the stripe, it's Aaron Morgan leading this race. Little Train's car still running. Yeah, I guess that's something to monitor, right? Let's see if he keeps it lit the whole way. So far, sounds good. He's making his move over towards pit lane. And he's into his stall. Boy, and it died when he parked. I mean, it literally, that car stopped and it died. So, I'll tell you how close he was. And off he goes. No tires for Little Train. And now let's keep an eye on where he comes out compared to Adam Young. Adam Young, meanwhile, is at the back of the pack. Little Train's out.
Meanwhile, side by side into the lead for 1 between Saunders and JP Wingittle.
You're on board with Adam Young, and Lionel
Leapfrogged him.
picked up a bunch of time on Adam Young. Leapfrog's not even the right word. He did some of that on pit road. It's interesting. Lionel actually had a longer pit stop because he needed more fuel, but his pit road delta was shorter.
Oh, tires.
And that tells me that he also probably got onto pit road better. It certainly looked like he got onto pit road faster than Adam Young. By the way, just checking in as we got a battle for the lead. Here's Saunders and Winchittle, and it's Winchittle under Saunders up front. Just went to check in on Mark Cohn to see if that damage had affected him at all, and the answer is no, because there he is at the back of this lead pack in 7th place, that purple car for the Watchman, Mark Cohn.
What's that? I noticed the Sam Maxwell onboard camera. I almost said onboard customs. Not just because we're just making up companies as we go here. God, I've always loved this camera angle. All year long, swooping right over the rear tire. You get to see that suspension work. Great angle as he goes down to the inside of Otis there. Is that the Candyman in front of? Yes, it is. The Candyman.
Yeah, your front pack right now, Alex Saunders and JP Winchittle, and Saunders led that last lap. And then it's Aaron Morgan on the outside in third of Ryan Corns. Dustin Wardlow, Mark Cohn, Ryan Otis. That's your lead pack. Behind them, Scott Holmes, about a second and a half back, and that's impressive. Scott Holmes was spinning 5 seconds before the yellow that ended Tyler Graff's race, and now he's in 8th place.
Oh, racing is strange.
It is. Chad Dalton and Chris Reagan are also in that pack right there. That rounds out your top 10. And then you go much further back to Chris Lanini, James Paulson, Travis Yeager-Lenner, and Little Train. It's actually in a great spot, all things considered. And then Robert Bluen and Adam Young are trailing that pack, but it looks like they've kind of caught the draft. Farther back is George Anzaldo and then David Clymer, and those are the cars running on track. David Clymer is well off the pace with some pretty severe front wing damage. And George Anzaldo's car appears to be totally clean, so I'm not honestly sure how he ended up 2 seconds behind the rest of the pack, but he is.
This battle for the lead is intense up here. Saunders is lead. It's really more the battle beyond second. Saunders has got looking in his rearview mirror lap after lap and seeing these guys behind him all stacking up. Morgan's been up there. JP has been up there. And now you see just back beyond that, you got the Candyman, you got Corns, Mark Cohn, Ryan Otis.
I gotta tell you that
snarling pack.
The best view to watch this right now, like just for our purposes, I'm in rear chase on Alex Saunders. There's this hornet's nest behind him, darting around. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, there we go. Kind of
off the rear
same
wing.
Effect.
Definitely the same effect. Boy, Amjed's good, isn't he? Our director.
It's like he just picks up on what we're saying.
It's almost like he pays attention to us.
Almost.
That's
tacos up here.
Tacos. I had come to California. We had them last night for dinner. Delicious. JP Winchittle looking to jump to the outside. It's going to give Aaron Morgan a big run as 2 cars punch a hole in the air.
It was just kind of fun to watch, too, because you had Saunders go down to the white line and JP stayed up by the wall.
We're 3 wide going to turn 1 in the pack behind them, by the way. The Holmes, Dalton, Reagan pack. They got that straightened out real quick, but it almost appears that pack is catching this front group of cars, which is also interesting. In fact, last time by, they did catch them by.
I was just looking at the lap times,
about 2/10 of a second.
A little bit. They have to stay in line and work together.
Boy, it's a NASCAR Racing 2003.
I didn't think you were going to get that one. Right, I tossed that one out there. That was a lob.
Yeah, I'm on it. Every once in a while, I pay attention to what you said.
You didn't pay attention to me at Michigan a couple months ago.
I do not recall.
Jason, don't go beyond the front straight or that down there. There's a bump.
Oh,
All right.
yeah,
Boof, boof.
no. That I IndyCar race. That I recall. Yeah. Yeah, when your team captain, who's running the top 5, tells you not to do something, you should probably listen to him.
See, you're trying the brown nosing effect tonight, and I like it.
Is it paying off?
Yeah, it's paying off.
Hopefully some of your employees at the bank are watching so they learn.
Nope.
That's a big moment. Was that Mark Cohn who almost just got up in the wall back there?
Mark, he was chasing grip all the way to just about the bitter end. Now he's up top 3 wide.
Well, as I say, that's Dustin Wardlow's going to push up a little bit there, and
I'm looking out at the front of this, and just JP Woodchittle. It's a great story. I mean, he's up there running. He's at somebody. He could be a friend, could be a stranger. We don't know.
I'm going to the book face to check in on this, so cover me.
All right. So he's going to go look at the book face, but it just the sheer determination to get to the finale, to get out there and race, and it's a wonderful story to see so far. A lot of things going on good here in the Retro Series. You got Aaron Morgan back there, the Carolina driver. He's been impressive. We've seen him up on some of these bigger tracks, Indy, Michigan, things of that variety. He's got a great Sam Maxwell Customs camera looking at this side-by-side battle for the lead. Falling off the turn one.
JP found a home at the likeliest of places.
Okay.
His parents' house.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Okay, that takes away from the story. Just a little.
It does, yeah.
No, okay. I'm going to make up a different story then. He drove 2
never
states away.
Never let the facts get in the way of a good story, yes. Jim Rome once told me that.
Yeah, Jim Rome. What's he doing?
He's got a radio show.
Oh, he still does?
Yeah. CBS Sports Radio, I do believe. I
was afraid that I was going to have to tell him, have to go down to Burger King and tell him how to run the throttle.
Oh, now. Who was that? Was it a football player that he got into a shouting match with about calling him a girl?
Yep. And that dude, he was trying to be the little pet. Was it Ryan Leaf?
Maybe.
No. All right, someone will find it out there. But yeah, because he was just being a little smug guy.
Jim Everett, the quarterback.
Jim Everett, there it is.
Might as well have been Ryan Leaf.
Same career trajectory, right to the trash.
Yeah, he was calling him. Yeah, that's it. He was calling Jim Everett Chris Everett.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because he thought he could, and old Jim, he didn't take very kindly to that. It's a great YouTube clip. If you don't leave this race. Open up a new tab.
Save it for
Control
later.
T, and go over to YouTube.
Chris Everett, phenomenal tennis player, by the way. Much better career trajectory than Jim Everett.
All right,
Jim actually probably should have just rolled with it.
We've almost gone around the metaphorical world and everything we've talked about tonight.
We've missed nothing, by the way.
Sauces.
We've just been sitting here watching the top 7. Salsa Brava on the tacos last night, yes.
There you go.
Should have been here. All right. Hey, we're closing in on 50 to go, so we'll get serious.
Yeah, which means the fuel window is going to open up right here.
Yes, that's true. The door will be open. Alex Saunders leads JP Winchittle, Aaron Morgan, Mark Cohn, Dustin Wardlow, Ryan Otis, and Ryan Corns. That is the top 7 as they run. And remember that whole thing about the next pack starting to catch them?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, that fizzled out real fast.
Chad Dalton, Scott Holmes, and Chris Reagan. And part of that is because Chris Reagan can't seem to stay with Chad Dalton and Scott Holmes. And the other part of that is because Chad Dalton and Scott Holmes did not get the whole stay in line and work together memo.
Still a great battle up there. Look at Mark Cohn up there in the high rent district. Morgan in the middle. You just kind of. I mean, if you're back there with like Otis and Corns, your whole goal is just to kind of just hang out because at 50 laps to go, you can't win it here yet, but you can really throw it away.
Yes.
So I think the Candyman and Aaron Morgan almost made contact at 1 and 2, which is going to cause a little bit of a ripple effect off. Still a good battle for the lead. JP is not giving it up over Alex Saunders.
JP's parents are watching this going, come on, kid, don't win, because then you're going to want to be here for every race.
He'll come back.
Here comes Saunders back.
Fast internet and mom's cooking. I'm in. This is just gonna, there's a lot of ripples going on here. So these guys out on your top 10, they are all on the same strategy. So they are going to be on pit road probably within the next, I'll just say within the next 10. Then you go back to Chris Lanini, who is the leader of the guys that stopped 2 cautions ago. There we go. So they got 10. So Chris can probably go another 20. So we know how much this car likes light fuel.
But it's interesting, though, because Chris is the leader of that group. Chris is the leader of that group, but the one car that's with him for position is Travis Jagerleiner. And Travis did not stop with him.
The other strategy, yeah.
Travis just lost the group. So, and then those two also have the lapped cars of Adam Young and Little Train running around with them.
Well, lapped but fast.
Well, correct. Yeah, lapped because of the pit cycles. By the way, those two are going to need a caution. What they need is everybody else to pit and then the caution to come out. Because they might darn well cycle back to the lead.
Yeah, I don't. It's going to, I mean, even with the Delta, they are kind of midway down the back. It's going to be real close. But I just think that, and Andrew Kinsella, Lionheart setup builder, is in our chat, and just kind of monitoring some of that going on right now. And the Delta just isn't going to quite work out. Here goes Mark Cohen up to the top. I mean, I really feel like he's been up there and just trying to make it work. They're experimenting. He's gotten through the back half of that pack as JP goes for a big wiggle off of turn 2.
Yeah, JP went backwards real quick, and now it's Wardlow and Cone who are trying to take their shots. And Dustin Wardlow, did he lead the last lap? He did. So Dustin Wardlow's got his first lap led, and that's a bonus point, which matters because Dustin Wardlow and Mark Cone are tied in points coming into this race.
Oh, boy.
That's currently now second and third on the track. Now, we should mention, drops are factored in. However, it would be interesting. I'm not quite sure it's a point-for-point change, if that makes sense. Because if they, for instance, finish second and third, I think it would then depend, does it drop another race for them? Does it kick out a different race for the drop? And if it does...
yeah, I don't know.
That might play with some things. We'd have to find out. I'm going to have to check in with Lionheart statistician, points standing expert Joe Hassert for an answer on that one. Boy, Aaron Morgan way up the track off of 2.
A lot of guys are shoving off of that corner. Kind of that tricky spot all night. And you were talking about that wind.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw. Yeah, your chuckle. You saw what I saw.
Yep. You were talking about that wind earlier, that 6-mile-an-hour wind that's blowing basically dead nuts from the start-finish line right to the middle of the backstretch. Well, what that's doing is that's causing a bit of a push off of turn 2. And I think that's why you've been seeing this a lot off of turn 2 and why the cars have been spinning out in the entrance to turn 3, because now that car is loading with the banking changing, and now it's got a 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing at it on the other side. Just think, because we haven't really seen them spin out in 1 and 2. It's all of the wrecks have been in 3.
We are closing in, by the way, on where the pit stops should occur for these lead cars. It's now been 53 laps since they've been to pit lane, and there were some caution laps involved there, but I would suspect in the next 4 to 5 laps you will see all of these cars jump to pit road. Adam Young just ran the fastest lap of the race at 37.771, and that's interesting to note because Adam Young is on considerably heavier fuel load right now.
Oh, we
He's
got some
only
takers.
halfway through his run, and here's
JP,
pit stop.
JP and Mark. Sounds like a band out of the 90s.
Chris Reagan also comes to pit road. And so far, those are the only three.
That's that first wave.
Mark Cohn. RPMs are up. RPMs are still up. There you go.
Dustin definitely wasn't pitting that lap. Saunders and Morgan taking the time, or taking the pit this time. 41 laps to go.
JP Winshittle beats Mark Cohn off of pit road.
That is a position change.
Mark Cohn took an extra 1 second worth of fuel, and that's going to be about a liter worth of fuel that Mark Cohn took extra from JP. Neither of them took tires. Alex Saunders just into his stall. David Clymer, James Paulson,
Dustin.
Aaron Morgan. Aaron Morgan took tires. That's interesting.
An interesting run at it.
Boy, and Aaron Morgan just destroyed Alex Saunders on pit road as Wardlow's on to pit road. I mean, Aaron Morgan is a second plus on Saunders on pit road, and then he almost lost it coming off.
It was the pit stall. Or pit stop. Morgan had an 8.4 second stop from what I can see. Saunders with an 11.
And that's interesting because Saunders did not take tires and Morgan did. So did Alex Saunders forget to reset his fuel?
I'm thinking that's
And if
what
Alex Saunders forgot to reset his fuel, that could really change things at the end of this race. To have 3 extra liters, that is a lot of fuel. That could really throw you off at the end of this race, Yaz.
Absolutely.
And Aaron Morgan took tires, and so that's going to tighten his car up. This could be 2 almost fatal mistakes. Here's Ryan Otis off of pit road, and I think Otis is going to lose the Saunders and Morgan pack here. Wardlow jumps out. I think Dustin Wardlow is going to be your race leader here. By the time it all cycles around, Ryan Corns is on pit road right now. Here comes Saunders actually around Wardlow. Boy, look at Aaron Morgan apparently struggling already with the tires.
Yeah. It's just, we were just talking about how he was out there, and maybe Saunders decided to take the extra fuel just for the weight. Maybe he was feeling it getting squirrely and weird.
And there goes Ryan Corns. So Ryan Corns is going to lose this lead pack.
Oh, big time.
Mark Cohn and Ryan Otis already lost it. JP Winshittle is just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. He might be able to pull himself up there.
Here comes Cohn around Corns. And Otis will follow.
So once this resets, that should put... Well, hang on. Chris Lanini pitted with everybody, so that messed with me.
Robert Bluin and George Anzaldo have not pit, by the way. So Robert Bluin is your race leader. And by the way, just to check in on the story we've been following with Adam Young and Little Train, they have cycled through Adams in 12th and Lionel's in 10th. So that was a giant backfire on their strategy so far, and they still need to pit yet, or they need a lot of help with caution.
The other part, too, I was kind of talking about it before that cycle with that strategy that Lanini was on. Well, that also had Bluin and Anzaldo on that strategy. They can go probably another 5 to 7 laps.
Right. It's interesting that Chris Lanini chose to pit, although he would have had a much shorter pit stop. Wait, Robert Bluin and George Anzaldo getting dicey for the lead?
Robert Bluin has led the lap. He's led another one.
I think George Anzaldo's trying to get up there and lead a lap and get a bonus point.
Trying being the key word to that sentence.
George is stuck down in 21st in points, and I know he's trying to get to the top 20. Taft Baldwin did not start this race, so George is going to get there just by default.
Well, so we talk about that strategy too, that Little Train. They only
Robert Bluin is in.
got it down, rode down to pit road speed.
He
Little
lifted
Train and
off
Adam
good.
Young didn't even crack the top 10 in the cycle.
I think they will both cycle into the top 10 once George and Robert both pit.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not going to be worth it because they both still need to pit again. Although, tell you what, Lionel just passed Ryan Corns and he's now closing in on Otis and Cone with less fuel. So Lionel might actually make up some ground here. He's now racing with Otis and
time for
Cone.
the race.
But again, still needs to pit, and the leaders do not.
I mean, unless you catch a caution.
Boy, he almost caught the wall.
That's not the thing you want to catch.
It would have caught a caution.
You don't want to be the cause of the caution.
Understood.
I thought that was a good rule to follow. Little Train, he's pulling that draft in behind Otis. Light fuel, big old draft. That's why that car is setting the times that it is. I mean, and the driver holding the wheel is pretty good, too.
Look at this run here. He's going to jump right under Otis into one. That's going to move Little Train all the way up to the 6th spot. And the question now, there's almost no way he can go run down. I don't think the front 4. Certainly not before pit stops, but we'll have to see. Meanwhile, George Anzaldo's just clicking off laps in front of Travis Jagerleiner, his teammate. Here comes another one in the books. Series founder and owner, George Anzaldo. Chicago Fire Department paramedic. No, you cannot see him on NBC on Thursday nights. $30 to go when George Anzaldo.
Kind of looking at this because this eventually, this will be the battle for the win.
Should be, yes.
If things go as they are expected to go.
And it's basically a 3-car battle, and unless these 3 start fanning out, if they punch a big enough hole to where Aaron Morgan can latch on, that's when things will change.
JP leapfrogged Morgan, too, in all that. Because JP came out 4th, and now he's up to the 3rd spot. Or what will be the 3rd spot.
George Anzaldo's off the throttle, and here comes your leader to pit road.
Down.
Lap 95 coming to 96. And Anzaldo gets it plenty slowed down. But it's going to be a long time. He might lead this lap just on pit road, and in fact, he will. And here come the leaders to take their spots back as Anzaldo hits his pit stall. No tires for George Anzaldo. Should be a shorter stop, and he's off. Boy, it really wasn't, though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's 9.6 seconds. That's, boy, I tell you what is interesting here, Brian, as I'm looking at stop times. Aaron Morgan was only in his stall for 8.9 seconds. Everybody else is in there for 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, yeah.
And Aaron Morgan's been out there for 12 laps already since that short stop. I'm curious if Aaron Morgan maybe missed the number, or if everybody else said the car's too sketchy on empty fuel, and Aaron Morgan said YOLO.
It's the last race. There's no penalties. I could just sense David Cordy wanting to strangle me right now. Just sense it.
Yep. Team chat goes off in 3. Adam Young, by the way, I was right. He cycled up to 10th now with George on his pit stop, and Little Train's all the way up to the 5th spot that time. And making a move on Aaron Morgan. But only now, Aaron Morgan, instead of throwing out the lasso and hanging on to JP Winchittle, instead has thrown out the Simpson parachute and is going the wrong direction. So that makes me wonder, is he saving fuel? He's dropping like he's dropping. Is he taking big chunks out of the throttle to try to make up for missing the number? I'm curious to follow that as this race goes on. Little Interesting. Up to the 4th spot. It's a lap car of David Clymer between the leaders and Lionel Kalisto, who's your biggest mover in this race, up 16 spots from 20th to 4th. Dustin Wardlow's up 12 from 13th to the lead, or now 2nd, as he and Saunders swap back and forth.
Good battle, not all over the track, though. Auto Club never ceases to amaze. It always impresses, especially with the season finale of both of these series heading over this way. It's one of the great traditions of Lionheart. The season always opens at Homestead, and the season always ends in Auto Club. I like that.
Alex Saunders pokes back out in front, and here comes Dustin Wardlow back by in 3 and 4. And this is important to keep an eye on as this race continues to unfold, because this could be how the race ends. Wardlow, who's kind of hanging on, although I will say I don't feel like Saunders is really forcing the issue at this point. He's given Wardlow a lot of room.
There's still 25 laps to go. There's no sense in taking yourself and somebody else out of it this early. – 25 laps to go. I said it, and it didn't dawn on in my brain what I had actually said.
Now there's 24 laps left to go.
Well, I'm just saying.
48 miles for those of you math wizards at home.
Or 77.24 kilometers.
Hey, David Clymer is causing all sorts of issues unintentionally in that second pack back there. He's now finally been passed by everybody, but it caused a bit of a shakeup. Front wing damage for Clymer, 2nd place in points, just trying to hang on right now. He's in 18th spot, and I think that puts him clear to hang on to 2nd and win the Rookie of the Year award, regardless of what Mark Cohn does. In fact, I think since he's the last car running and everybody else behind him is out of the race, I think that it is effectively sealed that David Clymer will finish in 2nd in points and win Rookie of the Year.
Watching Lionel on low fuel and old tires, it's kind of mesmerizing. He's just driving around the bottom of 4 in the car at a big wiggle, didn't lose any ground momentum. He just dealt with it. He was 3 wide while he was at it too.
The leaders were just 3 wide as well. Wardlow and Saunders and JP, and boy, Wardlow, because of that, had to take a big lift in 1 and 2, and here comes JP now.
Dustin had to get out of it. And I feel like JP may have just been sitting back and just waiting.
Yeah, Wardlow's pushing again.
Oh, now Dustin was committed to that bottom lane. I wonder if maybe, I know that these tires are effectively Hot Wheels plastic, but I'm wondering if somehow, running that bottom like that for as long, if it maybe did do some damage to that tire. Let's see here. He's going to be
meanwhile,
Saunders.
Meanwhile, the second pack of cars, mostly thanks to Lionel Kalisto and that light fuel, are pretty quickly reeling in these leaders now that they're dicing it up.
Yeah.
It is down to 1.5 seconds.
Well, and you got 2 seconds back to Otis in 6th, and then you got, 2.5 back to Holmes in 8th. So this might just this might just kind of come back accordion together. There's time.
Plenty of time.
Because Little Train, he can't have that much fuel left in it. So you want to try to use him as a pick, or not a pick, but you try to use him for the draft, but you don't want to be stuck behind him when eventually he does make that call to pit road. But they're just chipping away at it, the second pack is.
See what happens this time around.
Well, that time Wardlow ran a screecher of a lap.
And I'm keeping an eye more so on the third place car because that's who they're going to catch. And it's Windschittle, and Windschittle and Kalisto were almost identical that time around. Yeah. In fact, that second pack now has started to fan out, and that's going to be maybe problematic. And I wonder if Lionel's maybe heading to pit road here. He got awfully low down the back straightaway. Let's look. Oh, staying out.
Oh, wow. They make a good fuel mileage tonight.
Adam Young's still out as well. And remember, Adam came in first, so in theory he should need to pit first.
I guess we can kind of use Adam as those 2 laps. Then he ran another 2 on top of that. So
it was 51 laps ago this time by that Lionel Kalisto pit. Boy, and he just had a big lift.
Yeah, he's coming.
Adam Young was on already, and here's Lionel Kalisto to pit road. And so that will reshape our top 10.
They're just kind of hanging out that second pack about 2 seconds off of the lead. They can get that organized and kind of get back to what they were doing. There's hope.
Ooh, a long stop for Lionel. It's a second longer than Adam Young's. And so that's pretty much going to end their nights as far as chances to win this race go. They have both fallen a lap down. It's a bold strategy, and it almost paid off.
Luck favors the backbone, not the wishbone.
Here comes Lionel off right now and loses that lap. Well, he's going to be able to tag right onto these leaders, though. That might be interesting. Because Lionel's going to want to get up there and battle to get back on the lead lap in case there's a yellow. If he can hang on to JP. And Lionel also now becomes an interesting bridge here he has to the pack that he was running with behind him.
He might serve the same purpose he was doing before.
Yeah, Mark Cohn can latch on and get a run, and Lionel can stay close enough to JP, then Lionel might have just been the bridge to bring these 2 packs together.
Yeah, but they're at the point now they've got to start chunking maybe 2/10 a lap in order to have a chance.
14 laps left this time by.
They've made up a
Got to get to about 7/10 back to really catch on, and right now they're 1.6 back of JP. So they need to cut the deficit in half to be able to really catch a draft. Although I got to tell you, every time JP does this and jumps outside, that kind of slows them up.
Woo! Well, I said they need to go find 2/10. They
found did. That time they found more than that.
I think Otis has gotten wise to it as well. Now he's tucking it. He's definitely staying in line a lot more. They're probably going to, at this rate, they're going to leave those 2 cars behind them.
Ryan Corns and Scott Holmes can't
they got to get it single file. I mean, you're watching. That's your ticket up to the battle.
I was going to say, this is the difference. And this is not a knock on Ryan Corns and Scott Holmes' ability, but certainly the difference in experience. And Mark Cohn, a rookie, yes, but has won several races this year, and Ryan Otis is your champion. And the 2 of them looked at the clocks and said, you know what? Fourth and fifth, who cares? 4th and 5th mean nothing. We both want to win this race. Mm-hmm. And Mark Cohn, remember, racing for 3rd in points, and Dustin Wardlow is one of those drivers he's racing, is up there leading this race right now. A win for Wardlow would guarantee Wardlow third. So Mark Cohn has every reason in the world to work with Ryan Otis and try to catch back up as we have 12 laps to go. Little Train with the fastest lap of the race, and he has caught JP.
Well, the bridge wasn't long enough, I guess.
Yeah, Mark Cohn is not caught. Little Train is the problem.
They've made up a little bit more, but it's not enough. And now he and Otis are going to be side by side going through the corner. Corns, he's figured it out. He's going to go fall in line. Otis now tucks back in line. So we'll see what happens here.
It'd almost be better if they were semi-leapfrogging, like if Cohn let Otis go and fell back in line, they might be able to chunk another 10th off of their lap times. But
it was another 10th that time.
And JP's going to go 3 wide for the lead.
That'll stack everything up. Send it!
JP Winchittle to the inside as we come to 10 to go. And JP Winchittle's going to go
he got
from
loose
third to
down
first
there.
in one corner. He hangs on to it for now. And look at the run for Wardlow and Saunders. We're 3 wide at the stripe with 10 to go. And officially, Dustin Wardlow held on to lead that lap at the last second.
Now, if they stack up 3 wide like this, that's going to create a huge dragnet out behind.
And
Could see
yet,
that second pack.
Cohn and Otis are now 2 wide. They got to be sitting there to themselves going, what are we doing? But they're closer. They're catching them. 2 more
1.6
tenths
back.
that lap. And remember, they got Lionel there as the bridge. They really just need to catch on to Lionel. JP had a big moment there.
Everybody had a big moment in turn 3. It's just 1.4. The gap is closing. I mean, now the battle is going to sort out front. They're going to be side by side. They're not 3 wide, but still side by side.
Tell you what,
I think Otis is sniffing the draft.
I think Otis and Cohn might have Lionel's draft. It's awfully close.
Because that's just going to work for everybody. Oh, yeah, they're there. They're getting it from there.
Well, this certainly got interesting with 8 laps to go.
Big time Otis ran a 37.69.
Wow.
Wardlow ran a 38 flat. Nice.
And look at Otis and Cohn both feeling the draft. And now this is kind of working as a quasi swap draft.
JP, hang on to it, buddy. That car's he's wrecked about 4 times off of turn 4. He just hasn't found a place to actually park it yet.
And the problem is Lionel has refused to go around JP, and that's probably rightfully so at this point.
Which is now just catching that net back.
It's catching the other path, but it's also allowing Wardlow and Saunders to open up a half-second gap now to JP.
Yeah, because I think Wardlow and Saunders, maybe they're still running side by side. I was going to say.
Right there. But
yeah, he's
how about
way
that?
Out of there.
Shout out to Lionel and Little Train because he did the right thing. He said, all right, boys have at it. And, technically, is that a rule? Sure. Technically, is it the right thing to do? Absolutely. Have we all seen times when the person in that spot did not do the right thing? 100%. So
I got in trouble for pointing that fact out once. Just saying.
And here we go. look at Dustin Wardlow on an island. Wardlow is in no man's land now. 6 cars lined up to the outside of him, and now as they go into the corner, they all fan out.
It was, sorry, go ahead.
I would say I don't think JP can hold the bottom in the corners anymore. If he does, he might be the race-ending yellow.
He's going to try 5 laps to go.
And the Watchman's there.
Yep, Otis is lingering just. It has happened. Mark with a big run to the outside, bringing it back low. He's there. He's going to bring Otis with him. Otis is going to bring Holmes. Folks, stay right where you're at. Do not leave this.
Call your friends.
Go, hey, you know that thing I do? Watch this.
Windshittle's going to pop outside here with
There we
3
go.
wide. Mark
Now
Cohn's like, I want to go 4 wide.
Oh,
Find me a
there's
spot,
room.
guys.
There's room. Oh! Hang on to it, boys and girls. Here comes Mark with a run to the inside.
And here's Ryan Otis and Scott Holmes there as well. Coming to 3 laps to go. When they
Mark
cross the
cleared
stripe,
him.
6 miles left on the season, and Mark Cohn's up to 3rd.
That was a slide job.
Ryan Corns has caught this pack. 7 cars now to duke it out for the lead in the final 3 laps of the season. Cohn goes way high in 1 and 2, and that's going to let JP try to get a run down low. Boy, Mark Cohn way up there. High-fiving the fans.
Flew so high he burned his wings off. Because now he's going to be up top,
Scott
3 wide.
Holmes 3 wide.
Oh!
Hang on to it, Scotty.
Everybody hang on.
Wardlow clears Saunders, 2 to go.
JP's, he's 3 wide all by himself. But now what that's done is that's opened up a huge gap up to the lead.
Boy, if one of those cars can get a run, though.
If.
That could
There's a
be
lot
it.
of ifs.
There's a lot of ifs.
About
1.5 laps left.
About 3 miles left in the season here.
Let's get to the white flag, boys. Can Cohn clear Winshittle? Not quite. And that might be the difference. I think Dustin Wardlow and Alex Saunders are going to have a chance to race this out. Cohn clears Winshittle. And Saunders falls in line. So Cohn's going to be able to pick that up as the white flag is out. 2 miles left on the season.
Saunders running the outside in turn 2, trying to build up the momentum to get that run. He's going to pull it low down Dustin's draft, down the backstretch. Dustin doing all he can do to defend. He's got the white line to his friend. Here comes Saunders to the outside in turn 3.
Wardlow ran up the track a little bit there in 3 and 4. Remember, he can go under the white line off of turn 4. The run to the checkers in the season finale here at Auto Club. Wardlow goes to the apron. Here comes Saunders at the stripe. The Candyman wins the season finale. Dustin Wardlow by 0.02 of a second, 27 thousandths of a second, wins the season finale at Auto Club Speedway. And here's another look as the Bakersfield driver takes the checkered flag in the Sam Maxwell Customs race for the championship by that much over Alex Saunders. Mark Cohn comes home in 3rd. Dustin Wardlow should be 3rd in championship points because of that. Your champion Ryan Otis in 4th, and Scotty Holmes rounds out the top 5. What a night. What a way to cap off the season. Photo finishes in both races here at Auto Club. And the Candyman gonna pop a peanut butter chew and burn that thing to the ground and celebrate. And we'll talk to him when we return here from Auto Club Speedway on the iRacing Esports Network. Welcome back to Auto Club Speedway. And the Sam Maxwell Customs race for the championship is in the books, and so is the entire 2019 season for the Lionheart Racing Series and the Lionheart Retro Series presented by Butt Kicker. This is the post-race show brought to you by our good friends at Plasma Tracks. Plasma-tracks.com. Victory Lane post-race show. Folks, don't forget, if you forgot about your favorite race car loving friend for Christmas, go to plasma-tracks.com. Do yourself a favor. Get an original piece of racetrack wall art, or maybe motorsports trophy. Or how about like some cool home decor that's motorsports related. Words can't do justice to the uniqueness of Plasma Tracks stuff. The only way to fully appreciate the artwork is to see it yourself. But if you buy one, you're going to want to buy multiple. All your racing buddies are all getting Plasma Tracks. Go to the website, plasma-tracks.com. Use the promo code LRS2019. Get 25% off your order. Let's take a look at the finishing results here for this one. For the final time this year. And our finishing results brought to you by SimPit Dustin Wardlow by 28 thousandths officially. Takes the win over Alex Saunders. That is the closest finish in Auto Club history in the Retro Series. 3 races here. That's the closest finish. You know what the biggest margin of victory was? 38 thousandths of a second. I guess we should just get used to having these types of finishes. The Watchman, Mark Cohn, comes home in 3rd. Ryan Otis 4th. Scott Holmes 5th. Ryan Corns is 6th. JP Winschittle. Chris Lanini up there. What is Chris Lanini? Every night, yes. Ninjas his way into the top 10. Finishes 8th. Chad Dalton and Aaron Morgan, who just jumped into the chat and said, I guess I shouldn't have taken tires. That's the understatement of the night. Falls to 10th.
In the 11th spot goes to Chris Reagan, James Paulson 12th, 13th to George Anzaldo with Travis Yeagerliner in the 14th spot, 15th to Robert Blue and Little Train after the strategy didn't quite work out, ending up 16th right in front of his teammate Adam Young in 17th, 18th to David Clymer, 19th to Mike Eleanor Rigney and Tyler Graff in the 20th spot.
21st on back, and these are all cars that did not finish the race because of accidents. Ken Hacker, Ian Mall, Paul Jenkins, Tommy Ryan, Finney DeCunha, Cody Eldred, and Sage Karam. Ron Hacker did not take the green flag tonight. Sage actually had a disconnection issue, not an accident, just to keep the record straight. All right, let's talk to the winner here at Auto Club. It is the Candyman for the second time in 2019, winning a Lionheart Retro Series race, and I do believe that also shores up 3rd place in points. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but what a run, Dustin, having to hold off Alex Saunders there at the end. How'd you do it?
Don't ask me, man. I have no idea. Alex is just too fast, as are so many of these guys. It's just crazy they pull a win off. People don't do that too often around here, and I'm elated. That was a good, hard-fought, clean, a lot of give and take. Beautiful race. What a way to finish the season.
At what point did you realize that everybody else had caught back up? Because Brian and I were sitting there watching like, I don't know if they're going to make it. And then like 5 laps to go, were you looking in your rearview mirror like, man, now it's not just Saunders, it's everybody else too?
Yeah, I kind of assumed it might happen. And just, you know how this track is. It is skatey, loose down there in that low lane. You're fighting, you're eking the wheel just a little bit, or you're going around. And so, but that is the fast line. It is so hard to pass, down there, that even if they all caught us, I felt like the only thing that would happen is they just might end up tripping each other up. So long as I could stay on that low line and not get up into Alex and not lose the tail end of the car.
Well, congratulations. The closest finish in series history at this track. And I believe it moves you into the top 5 for closest finishes of all time. Your second win of the year. I think we're going to talk to you a whole bunch here, actually, coming up from what I'm seeing on the different notes. But a great season for you, Dustin, able to rebound from some early season issues and come home 3rd in points with the win tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a hard fought season indeed. And just thank you to DivorceCandy.com. You guys, if you guys haven't had any of that stuff, you got to go there, grab some. It's the best Christmas gift, honest. People will love you for it. And thanks to all the admin team. Thanks to GSRC. Thanks to all of our great sponsors.
He's not lying about Dewar's candy. Dustin Wardlow. I got peanut butter chews on my counter that I'm going to go grab a handful of on the commercial break. Yeah. Yaz?
All right. I'm
Just checking.
Caught me between two points.
Yaz is already eating his Dewar's chews.
I mean, that was, Anyways, Alex, second place finish after a very strong showing. If you could redo that last lap, would you do it any different?
I would have tried the same thing. I just, would have done a better job of it. I was trying to go through 1 and 2, enter high and come out low and force Dustin to defend down the backstretch. That was about the only time I was able to break his momentum in that last, 30 laps or whatever we were running side by side. And went to turn and the car just said no. So tried to give it a run to the end, but man, it was tough, but it was a lot of fun. Dustin's great to drive with, and if I have to lose to somebody, I can't complain about it being the Candyman. I know it'll be a popular win. He did a hell of a job. We're racing so close where a little bobble will make a big mess, and it's great to be running up there with somebody that you can trust to race hard with. So congrats, Dustin. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, as that race goes on, we noticed also in the that final stop, you took a little bit longer stop. Accident or design?
I think feature maybe on the 79. I noticed like when I would do a full pit stop, because this is a Triple Crown race and we've got a little bit extra fuel capacity. I don't know if there's something in the program where if you add like 10 gallons or whatever it is at a time, like there's a little break, because I was watching it and there was just this little pause before I got the last bit. And, since I was out front in clean air, punching my own hole for that first stint, I didn't really have the option to take a little less to avoid that. I mean, I don't think it made a difference either way. We were going to run together to the end. You could not pass, or you should say you couldn't pull away from anybody here. And I know me and Dustin were trying to do the leapfrog for a little while, and JP ran us down. So it was fun. I'm not going to complain. It was really nice to get a good oval finish, because I've had a lot of crashes in the few ovals I've done this year. So hopefully some momentum for next year.
There you go. And we'll get you on out the door. I think we're talking to you a couple more times here coming up. You're presenting a couple things also, I believe. So
I'll be back here for the awards.
In our party post race.
Sounds great. Great job, guys.
Thank you. All right, Jason, you got the Watchman.
I got the Watchman. Mark just ran out of time, man. You were almost there.
Oh, man. That was one of the craziest races of my life.
That's all you got for me?
Man, a few words.
Man, that's not like Mark Cohn. Was Mark testing? 1, 2.
Mark, are you okay?
Fill me in here, Mark. Mark?
Yeah, I'm still here, guys. It's just,
I was like, what happened to Mark Cohn?
This race, I mean, the beginning we had a technical issue, so I had to literally start from the pits. I gave it all I had, and I really wanted to get as far up as I possibly could. And to think just being able to get the podium in what sadly will be my last retro race for quite a while for a variety of reasons. I love this car, but I've got a lot of stuff on and off the track I plan on doing. It's just to get a podium, and that it's just surreal. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Mark, what happened at the start? I just want to ask you about that real quick. I know that we're probably going to talk to you here some more coming up, but what happened at the start?
Honestly, my teammates and I had found that the steering ratio, if you use the higher one, the car was much less likely to spin. And unfortunately, my team owner Tyler asked me, "Hey, did you change your steering ratio?" Oh crud, I didn't. Quickly went in, changed it, came back. It said I had to start from the pits. So that was very, very scary until that first yellow.
Ouch. Yeah, well, congratulations. Great run to get back up there, Mark. And I think you're just going to miss out on the podium in points, but what a great year for you.
Thank you so much. I just want to quickly thank NOR, Tyler Graff. You're amazing. Thank you so much for taking me on this season. My sponsors, Harpoon Design, SimLab, Crystal Time, Sam Maxwell Customs, and of course, Z1 Dashboard. And all of you guys at GSRC, Lionheart, this has been one of the best opportunities of my life to race here. I love Lionheart so much. So grateful to be a part of this league.
And Lionheart loves Mark Cohn. Mark, congratulations on the run here tonight. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got a championship to hand out and plenty of other awards. Stick with us. This is the season finale of Lionheart Retro Series, presented by Butt Kicker on the iRacing Esports Network. Welcome back to the Sam Maxwell Customs Race for the Championship, the season finale for the Lionheart Retro Series presented by Butt Kicker. And this is the championship celebration and postseason's awards presentation. And to kick things off right away and crown our series champion, we've all known this for a couple weeks now, but let's bring in the series founder and owner here, our good friend, George Anzaldo.
Thanks, Jason. So on behalf of the Lionheart Racing Series, the Lionheart Retro Series, and especially our title sponsor, Butt Kicker, I would like to congratulate Ryan Otis. Congratulations, you're our 2019 Lionheart Retro Series champion. You ran a heck of a season. You were out there, you dominated, you put in just an amazing performance, a class act, and just an incredible driver, and we couldn't be happier to celebrate your championship here tonight. So again, congratulations, Ryan. Great job.
Oh, thank you. It's been God, it's been such a fun series. What a great year. So many great races, good battles with a lot of the guys in here, and you can always count on these guys to race you clean and race you fair, and just be fast. So it's been great fun. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. And also just wanted to mention, Ryan, you'll be receiving the grand prize from our special sponsor, Sam Maxwell Customs. This year, he's put up a custom wheel for our champion, and you'll be receiving that along with some cash, a butt kicker from our friends over at Butt Kicker, SimVibe software from Sim Experience, a pair of gloves, and a slew of other Lionheart goodies. We've got a nice package presented for you here, and can't wait for you to get your hands on that wheel. You're gonna love.
Oh yeah, it sounds
the
amazing.
Sam Maxwell Customs wheel. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be awesome. Sam Maxwell makes some amazing stuff. So yeah, definitely appreciate him sponsoring the series, along with obviously Butt Kicker and Sim Experience and Plasma Tracks, and God, the list goes on and on. You guys have done really an amazing job getting all the support and just running an amazing series. So thank you, George, and thank you really to the admin team. Obviously, it's not a one-man show, so I know it takes a lot of extra time and effort to make things run so smoothly. So it's definitely appreciated.
And that's it for the season championship. I was not sure that Ryan was done congratulating and thanking everybody there.
Was that Dwarf
Ryan Otis, season champion. Look, okay, I am enjoying a couple of chews right now. Right?
I'm not long-winded enough. Sorry.
Everybody should be enjoying. It's all right, Ryan, because it turns out you've got plenty of more opportunities to talk, because we're going to hand out some more championships on the season. And for that, we turn things over to last year's runner-up in the points, Alex Saunders.
Yeah, for season 3 in the retro, we did for the first time an oval championship and a road championship. We're going to start with the oval championship presented by Butt Kicker, taking home $50 and a plaque, a Butt Kicker Gamer 2 or Sim Kit, a SimVibe software key courtesy of Sim Experience, a book, a shirt, a couple prints, lots of good stuff. And our oval champion for this season, I'd like to welcome Ryan Otis back in. Congratulations. You had a great season on the ovals as well.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, thank you, Butt Kicker and everybody. So, I felt like the difference for me, for really the overall championship was just improving my performance on the ovals. It's something that I had really been challenged with in the past, just not having a good head for the strategy and not making the right choices, and taking risks when you probably shouldn't. So this one I'm pretty happy with the oval. It hasn't traditionally been in my wheelhouse, but thank you, appreciate it. That's actually a surprise. Thanks.
Well, great. Don't go too far, because the next is the road championship presented by Sim Experience. We have the same prize package, some more cash, some more prizes from our great sponsors, and I take it this one is more in your wheelhouse, what you consider to be your strength. Ryan Otis, you are also our road champion. 2 wins on the road courses, solid finishes even when you didn't win, an average finish of 2.5. That'll get it done. Congratulations on the road championship as well, Ryan.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that one, traditionally I've been stronger in the roads, but I do got to give a shout out to Sage Karam because he was amazing. He was amazing this year. I was not the fastest guy out there more often than not. He was out there setting the pace. Definitely gave us somebody to chase. I know he had missed. I think he had missed one, which I think knocked him out of contention. But in terms of just outright pace and consistency, I definitely gotta hand it to him. He did a great job, and I'm really looking forward to racing with him in the future. I think he's a tremendously talented guy, and I think it'll be great fun if he sticks with us.
Ryan Otis, clean sweep of the championships here in the Lionheart Retro Series presented by Butt Kicker. Now it's time for our favorite award of the year because nobody knows who the winner is until right now. I love suspense. George Anzaldo will welcome you back to present the Butt Kicker Driver of the Year.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. So yes, this is one of our most special awards. I think more so because we wait till the absolute final minutes before letting that individual know that they've become the driver of the year. It's also special because when we look back at these last few seasons since we've been doing it, the drivers really who are part of this, they're in some special company, especially with Patrick Taylor being the first recipient of this award. It's just good company. So, being a member of Lionheart is really not an easy thing. It's a lot of commitment. There's a lot of interpersonal relationships. We're all competing against each other. We all have this competitive drive, and sometimes, naturally it gets the best of us. But there's some guys that just tend to shine a little bit more in every category. This particular individual joined the league, has been an amazing addition to the league. One of the friendliest guys that you'll meet. He's been just a friendly voice amongst our drivers and in our community, as well as a fierce competitor on the track. Really can't say enough about this individual, and definitely, as we said last night, this individual embodies what we're looking for in a driver that joins this league. So without further ado, I'd like to present our 2019 Butt Kicker Driver of the Year to Mr. Mark Cohn. Congratulations, buddy.
Here, here.
Woohoo!
Oh, nice job.
Woo!
Right on. Well
Mark.
deserved.
We love you, Mark.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Congrats.
Mark
Doing
Cohn.
great, man.
So much. Oh my god. That's
Congratulations,
the
man.
nicest thing I've ever gotten in online racing. I love Lionheart so much. I thank you, George. Thank you, everyone. I'm speechless right now. Thank you.
Dude, I was gonna riot if it was anybody else.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
No,
great
well
job,
deserved.
man.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mark. You really earned it, buddy. We're all better for knowing you, and this league is better for knowing you and having you both on and off the track. So again, congratulations. We've got a nice little prize package coming your way as well. Yeah, you'll be able to hang a plaque on the wall and have a little bit of cash and a few of the other Lionheart goods, small prizes and whatnot that will be coming your way before you know it. But again, congratulations. Great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
Not a more deserving driver. I think that's probably fair, as JP jumped in there and said. Congratulations to Mark Cohn on being the driver of the year. And now we'll turn things over to Mr. David Cordy to hand off the Butt Kicker Rookie of the Year award. David?
Thank you, sir. Rookie standings. This has been a really, really fun year. We took a lot of time in the offseason to bring in a new rookie class. We ended up having 36 new drivers turning laps for us. It was really exciting to see some new blood turning fast laps. A lot of these guys have pace, a lot of experience, and it's just been really refreshing to see some new personalities mix in with guys that have been here for a long time. So without further ado, the 2019 Retro Rookie of the Year, Mr. David Clymer.
Cool.
Woohoo!
That's one way to accept it.
I don't know how that happened.
Good job, man. Great job.
David, you'll receive a little bit of cash. We got a plaque. You're going to get yourself a Butt Kicker Gamer Tour Sim Kit. We got the Sim Vibe software keys presented by Sim Experience, and a series of other assorted sponsor kit to include a set of 4 Indy 500 shot glasses, which I expect to be used in full at our next meetup in Iowa this coming year. But yeah, man, you really pulled it out. You were the top of your class, and so congratulations.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, the first half of the season, I was like, what did I get myself into here? I was getting in a lot of wrecks, not knowing what I'm doing, and then things started clicking there for a little bit midway through the season. And I have a hard time believing I finished atop the rookie stands. I don't know how it even happened. Things really turned around halfway through. Very happy to be in this league. I knew it was good, but things that go on here is much more than I ever expected. And thank you very much, everyone.
Congratulations.
All right. So moving on from that, we've got Tyler Graff for the Plasma Tracks Team Champion Award. This should not come as any surprise because I kind of told everybody at the start of the show what was going to happen. So Tyler, you got to get the Lame Duck Award.
Oh, that's fine. It makes it easier for me. I'm surprised you guys would let me talk again during one of these awards things.
Okay, moving on to
All right, so last night with the IndyCar winners, I said they were the Penske Perfect. Well, this team is basically the Ganassi equivalent. They're always consistent. They're always up there. Anytime you turn on a broadcast or you go to look for one of your drivers running around the track, one of these guys is battling them, and more times than not, they're beating them pretty good. The winning team for this year, presented by Plasma Tracks, is Raven Motorsports Black, which would be Dustin Wardlow, tonight's winner, Ryan Otis, and James Paulson.
Woo-hoo.
All right.
Okay.
There you
Right
go.
on.
You better build a new trophy shelf, Ryan.
Hey,
and open a new bank account while you're at it.
Hey, I got you.
hey, I'll let Dustin give the.
I was gonna. Yes, somebody from the team's got to accept this.
I'm getting a little hoarse.
Are you? I bet. Well deserved too, my friend. Yeah, it's we were fortunate to be able to team up with each other. Raven Motorsports Silver and Black, all of us get along tremendously well, and makes race night that much better. And I just think good things happen when you're having fun and good company. We just enjoyed the whole season. We had ups and downs as individuals and that throughout the season, but good team helped get you through it. And I'm glad we did so well. I hope we all team up again next season.
Yeah, second that.
Sweet one's in. Got it.
It's happening. We'll be back.
Sweet.
Congratulations, guys.
You might even be back in like the next 20 seconds.
Yeah, how about that, Tyler? Yeah. What's what you got next, bud?
So we got the team championship, the organization championship presented by Plasma Tracks. And you were right; they didn't have to go far. They were consistent all year. They're very extremely dedicated to going out there and running competitively. This year's Plasma Tracks Organization Team Championship is presented to not Adrenaline. That's Force I Habit. Raven Motorsports.
What the heck?
Don't.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Wow.
Hey George,
I told you guys you should have let me talk.
I was just gonna say, remember
You're
when
out
Tyler
next year.
said, "I'm surprised that you let me talk."
It happened. Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, I'll tell you, this team has a winning tradition, and Jason, you were part of that.
Yes, sir.
And this is actually the third time that Raven has found itself as a team on the top of the rung, and it's pretty exciting. It's the team structure changed this season, where we went from a maximum of 5 cars with 3 drivers scoring points to a maximum of 6 drivers in this organization structure with 2 3-car teams battling separately and together. With some drivers leaving, we had the opportunity to team up with Ryan Otis and James Paulson and have them come on board along with Ron Hacker, and so I feel that our second team was there in a supportive role, and I was happy to be a part of it and score points when we could for our brother team Raven Black. So with that, we definitely we're very gracious in accepting this award, and I'm proud to be a part of Raven. I'm looking forward to another strong season in 2020. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Sorry for the slip up.
All right. David, we're going to send it over to David Cordy. He's going to kind of wrap us up here. Now, we got 3 different awards to wrap up the show here. So, David, why don't you start us with the Cleanest Driver Award?
I mean, difficult to follow, Tyler. I mean, that's tough. We do need to add a new award for next year, and that's the Tyler Graph. You need to write down what you're going to say before you open your mouth.
All right, let's just try this out. I was too prepared. I had Indy cars up as well on my other monitor, and I was looking at the wrong spot.
Keep a pen in your hand, bud.
You couldn't have been that prepared if you had the wrong series stuff on your monitor.
Way to go, Donnie.
All right, Cleanest Driver, taking over the broadcast. Cleanest Driver. All right, this is another excellent metric to help, really gauge our field. And, and this driver just has been clean pretty much just about every lap he's doing. With a 1.29 incident average, which, as I established last year, I get more incidents that walk into the fridge for a beer. Mr. Mark Cohn, our cleanest driver for 2019 Retro. I hope you have a couple more words than you did the last time we talked to you, Mark. Are you prepared?
Okay, guys, I've stopped crying. But thank you. I just every time I'm out there on track, I just want to race everyone with the utmost of respect and just hard but clean. And to think that I'd be up for this award after that previous one and getting a third tonight, this season has been surreal. I love being here so much. It's an amazing league, and thank you, everyone. Thank you.
It clearly shows in the way you drive. So congratulations, Cleanest Driver. You'll be winning some cash, some minus 273 gloves, an Indy 500 hat, coasters and other kit, all sorts of prints and whatnot. So, I mean, as a rookie, the first season in this first full season in this league, to beat out some of the names that you beat out, congratulations, man. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Do I just go right on in, or you take this from me, Brian?
I think you are the presenting extraordinaire from here on out.
All right. The next award, because I wrote this down, would be the Iron Man Award presented by Clipping That Apex. I already know my name, so I don't need to say that I'm presenting, and the winner for Iron Man, which is just the most consistent from beginning to end, laps and miles. Mr. Ryan Otis, the champion and winner of all the other big awards. Congratulations, Ryan. Awesome. Absolutely awesome, as always.
No, thank you. Didn't expect that one. Yeah, I mean, that's That's a lot of miles. I think I enjoyed every single one of them. So just looking forward to what's next, and sticking with the league, and yeah, having some more fun, more races. I want to race you guys. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Iron Man gets $50, an 11x14 custom art from clipping that Apex, a Dan Weldon National Guard hat, and a whole bunch of other kit. So congratulations. You certainly deserve it.
No, thank you.
And the last one, Turning Point Award, presented by Viva Motorsport. This is the driver that really turns it around and really shows us something the second half of the season. So tonight's winner, I'll just go ahead and tell you, is Mr. David Clymer again, who, as he said, started off pretty rough, and he didn't know if this was going to work out for him. But he focused, kept his head right. He had a dramatic reduction in incidents the second half of the season. He found a checkered flag, which I hear in racing is important, and just a very, very, very strong increase in the standings to finish up both Rookie of the Year and very well overall. So, Mr. Clymer, congratulations! You've had a great first season. Fantastic job, sir.
Wow, awesome! Didn't see that coming. I had no idea about this. I'm just happy to be part of all this great league that found myself part of. Like I said, I appreciate everything, George, and everyone, all the staff that help everything you guys do. Proud to be here. Looking forward to the next year. Thank you for everything.
We are glad to have you. You got a whole slew of prizes headed your way as well, sir. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you pull off next year. Thank you very, very much. Good job.
All right, David, thank you very much. I got a couple little final things to tie up here on the night and the season. And one of those things is the grand announcement of next year's schedule. And so for that, we'll bring back in series founder George Inzal.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, we're definitely excited to get our season kicked off again in 2020. That will start the 19th of March. We're going to continue with our 18 race schedule. So we'll start off at Homestead. And, this upcoming season is going to focus a little bit more on the roadside. So we're kind of upping the ante. We feel that our oval racing is good, but we want to explore more on the roadside for 2020. So we're right after Homestead. We've got a really nice schedule here. So we're going to go to Watkins Glen one more time, and we're going to hit Donington for the very first time. So it'll be our inaugural running there. We're going to hit Mosport, then Pocono for our first leg of our Triple Crown, then off to Phillip Island. And then again, like the IndyCar series, we're going to do the double. So we're going to do the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Then once again, we'll do our Indy 250 for the second leg of our Triple Crown. We're going to head off to Sonoma, Motegi, New Hampshire for some short track racing, as well as Iowa Speedway. Then we'll head back to Gateway, back to the Super Speedway at Michigan, off to Spa, back to Road America for that Midwest road racing that everyone loves, one of our favorite tracks here in the Lionheart Racing Series. Then we're going to finish it off with WeatherTech Laguna Seca, and then again the finale at Auto Club. So certainly we're very excited to announce the schedule. Also, our All-Star race for this season is going to be a little bit different than we've done in previous years. So our All-Star race will be on January 29th, and we're actually going to do a dual format. So we're going to throw the IR18s in the same race with our Lotus 79s. We're going to be at the Charlotte Roval, and I think that's going to be really exciting. We're going to bring all of the All-Stars from Lionheart together for one amazing event. We certainly are looking forward to that, and we're very excited for that. So with that, if you don't mind, I'd just like to say a couple things to thank our sponsors from 2019. So again,
have at it.
Thank you, sir. So once again, just like to thank our season sponsors. especially our title sponsor for the Retro Series this year, Butt Kicker. They've continued to support us by providing some amazing prizes. So we certainly can't thank them enough. We also like to thank our grand prize sponsor this year, Sam Maxwell Customs, with the amazing wheel that they provided our champion, Ryan Otis. Sam is just an amazing person to work with this year. We're so happy to have them with us for 2019. So we can't thank Sam enough. Plasma Tracks for coming back again and providing our championship trophies for the Retro Series as well as the IndyCar Series. They've been great to work with. Minus 273, thanks again to them for providing some amazing gloves. Just many of our drivers have picked up these gloves, and they just provide an amazing sense of control and feel when you're sim racing. So what a great product. iRacing, iFlag, Clipping That Apex again. Scott from Clipping That Apex providing just wonderful custom artwork as prizes for our drivers. Turn Racing, we're working with them this year and looking to work with them again. They're makers of amazing custom wheels. Midwest Simulations, Scott Rupp over there providing an excellent product with their spotlights and helping our drivers keep the racing cleaner on track. So again, we can't thank Scott enough for his support this season. Track Racer, the Sim Pit, Sean Cole and the guys over there for supporting our league and helping get the word out about Lionheart, and as well as introducing some drivers who actually are taking place in the Retro Series this year, and as well as the IndyCar. So thanks again to Sean for introducing some great talent over here at Lionheart. Mark Cohn with the DMLC Racing Channel. Thanks again, Mark, for again just helping promote Lionheart and doing all the things that you do with your channel. We certainly appreciate what you've done for the league and helping get our exposure even a little bit further than it has in the past. And finally, our friends over at Guys Games and Beer. Those guys are a riot to watch. They talk about us each week. They're just a fun group of guys, and we're really happy that we were able to have a fun group like them on board to talk about Lionheart and sim racing and gaming. So with that, just finally want to thank our sponsors for all our races. Primarily, those came from our drivers. Again, for another season, our drivers pretty much they've helped pay the bill for these amazing broadcasts that we've had by our partners here at Global Sim Racing Channel. Again, can't thank you, Jason and Amjad and Brian and the rest of the guys over here. Adam Young, who's been here before with us, commentating our Retro Series races. You guys do an amazing job, as well as iRacing for allowing us to be on the IESN. Finally, want to thank my admin team. Kinsella providing us with some amazing sets that allow us to have some exciting action-packed racing for our drivers as well as our viewers. David Cordy, Pierre, for really taking charge there in race control. It's not an easy job. It's a lot of work, and those guys have done a fantastic job, especially officiating live versus having to watch a replay. Alex, my gosh, buddy, I cannot thank you enough for you coming on board and doing all the work that you've done with these statistics. I mean, you've created Lionheart has its own league iRating, so we don't, there's just power rankings, statistics going back all the way from the very beginning of Lionheart, which allows us to provide our commentators here at GSRC some amazing facts, which just make our broadcast that much better. Just the entire admin team, Tyler, your work has been just amazing, trying to get all these paints and social media posts and everything that you do. It's just phenomenal. Mike Rigney coming on board, just being a voice of reason and helping us go over some rules changes and things like that. And just I can't thank the admin team enough, past and present, because without the help, Lionheart doesn't get to where it's at. So definitely thank all the people that have helped us along the way, and really looking forward to the future. Next year will be our 6th year of operation for the Lionheart Racing Series, so we're really looking forward to that. And I appreciate you giving me the time to just thank everybody. And yeah, looking forward to 2020. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you, George, for all that you do for this league. Certainly is a lot of fun.
Here, here.
Yeah, thank you, George.
Appreciate
Dilly
you guys.
dilly.
Dilly.
That's a great way to end this broadcast and the season. Here. That'll do it for us here at the Global Sim Racing channel, the iRacing Esports Network. 2019 is in the books, if you can believe it. Hard to believe this season is over, and year 6 will be here right around the corner. I want to thank all the people that make this broadcast possible here at GSRC and at the iRacing Esports Network. If you are interested in finding out more information about some of the software and hardware that we use in our broadcast here at GSRC, you can go ahead and check out these great companies popping up on your screen right now. And if you like the music, check out June Lalonde. Contact June. Find out how to get hold of her great work at that web address on your screen right there. Of course, I want to thank Brian, Amjad, Sean, Dougie, Adam, everybody else who's jumped in, soup on these broadcasts this year. It's been a great ride. It takes a great team to put 18 broadcasts together on the retro side and 25 plus over on the IndyCar side every year. If you want to find out more information about the team here at Global Sim Racing Channel, head to globalsimracingchannel.com. There's also archived races and upcoming broadcasts that we're scrolling across your screen. Follow them on Twitter as well at GSRC Channel and on Facebook. Go ahead and give them a like. Who's our next race here? Well, George talked about it. It's not until March at Homestead. Of course, we'll have the All-Star race first, but first race 2020 in the Retro Series. Homestead, March 19th. Circle your calendars. And, of course, plenty of other races coming your way here in the upcoming weeks. That's going to do it for everybody here tonight and on this season. What a great ride it was. Congratulations to all of our champions and award winners here tonight. For the final time in 2019, we're signing off. Wishing everybody Merry Christmas and a happy holiday.